Welcome back to Panatel's. This is a place where dark history slowly comes to light, and forgotten stories are finally heard at last. November 24th, 1971. The runway at Portland International Airport glistened under a cold, persistent rain. Back then, airports were different, a lot simpler. There were no body scanners, no elaborate security checks, just a sense of trust that hung in the air along with the cigarette smoke. Into this scene walked a man. He was unremarkable, dressed in a black business suit with a thin tie. He looked to be in his mid-40s, with calm eyes and a quiet demeanor. He could have been anyone. He boarded Northwest Orient Flight 305, found his seat, and politely ordered a bourbon and soda. Nothing about him screamed danger. Nothing suggested he was about to become a legend. As the plane ascended, he handed a note to a flight attendant. She, accustomed to getting phone numbers or flirtatious messages from passengers, initially slipped it into her pocket without a glance. He leaned closer, a gentle smile on his face, and urged her, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." Her blood ran cold. She read the neatly printed words. He wasn't joking. He calmly opened his briefcase, just enough for her to see what was inside. A terrifying collection of red cylinders, wires, and a battery. It was a bomb, sitting quietly on his lap as the plane soared through the night. The man, who would later be known to the world as D.B. Cooper, never raised his voice. He wasn't aggressive or erratic. He was methodical. He laid out his demands with the same calm tone one might use to order a meal. He wanted $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills. He also asked for 4 parachutes to primary and 2 reserve. And he specified that a fuel truck should be ready for them when they landed in Seattle. While this drama unfolded, the other passengers were completely oblivious. They chatted, laughed, and sipped their drinks, unaware that their flight was already being written into the annals of criminal history. The captain relayed Cooper's demands to air traffic control, and on the ground, a frantic effort began. The FBI scrambled to gather the cash, meticulously photographing every single bill. The airline's president authorized the payment, prioritizing the safety of the passengers above all else. When Flight 305 touched down at Seattle-Tacoma Airport, it was under the cover of darkness. The money and parachutes were delivered as promised. In a gesture of strange civility, Cooper allowed all 36 passengers and 2 of the flight attendants to deplane. He kept the pilot, co-pilot, a flight engineer, and 1 flight attendant with him. The plane was refueled, and his next set of instructions were given. They were to fly towards Mexico City, maintaining a specific low altitude of 10,000 feet, and a slow airspeed, with the landing gear down and the wing flaps at 15 degrees. Just after 7:40 p.m., the plane took off again, disappearing into the black, stormy skies of the Pacific Northwest. The remaining crew members were gathered in the cockpit. Cooper told the flight attendant to join them and close the curtain. That was the last they ever saw of him. Around 8:13 p.m., somewhere between Seattle and Reno, a warning light flashed in the cockpit. It indicated that the aft air stair, the retractable staircase at the back of the Boeing 727, had been opened. The wind howled through the cabin with a violent roar. The temperature plummeted. He had done the unthinkable. At 10,000 feet in the middle of a raging storm, with winds whipping past at nearly 200 miles per hour, D.B. Cooper jumped from the back of the plane with $200,000 strapped to his body. He vanished into the night. No scream, no final words. Just an empty cabin and the deafening rush of wind where a man used to be. The pilots landed safely in Reno a few hours later, but the plane's most mysterious passenger was gone. What followed was one of the most extensive and expensive manhunts in U.S. history. For weeks, then months, then years, search teams combed the rugged, unforgiving wilderness of southwestern Washington. Helicopters flew low over dense forests. and soldiers marched grid patterns through treacherous terrain. They were looking for a body, a parachute, a briefcase, anything. They found nothing. It was as if the forest had simply swallowed him whole. The case remained cold for nearly a decade. Then, in 1980, a young boy named Brian Ingram was digging a fire pit on a sandy bank of the Columbia River. He uncovered 3 decaying bundles of cash. When the FBI got involved, they confirmed the impossible. The serial numbers on the waterlogged $20 bills matched the ransom money given to D.B. Cooper. But this discovery only deepened the mystery. The money was found miles from the projected jump zone. How did it get there? Did Cooper lose it during his descent? Did he land, bury some of it, and walk away? Or did the river carry it from where he finally came to rest? The questions piled up, but the answers remained elusive. Over the years, dozens of suspects were investigated. There were copycats, deathbed confessions, and compelling theories from amateur sleuths. Men who fit the description, had parachute experience, or held a grudge against the airline were all scrutinized. But for every piece of evidence pointing to one person, another piece contradicted it. The FBI could never definitively name D.B. Cooper. In 2016, after 45 years of chasing a ghost, the FBI officially suspended the active investigation. The case remains the only unsolved air piracy in American history. It has become more than a crime. It's a modern myth, a folktale of rebellion and escape. Did he survive the jump? It's highly unlikely. The conditions were brutal freezing temperatures, torrential rain, and a jump into dense mountainous forest at night. But the absence of a body leaves the door open to imagination. Did he pull it off? Did some ordinary-looking man walk away from the woods, reinvent himself, and live out his days of a stolen fortune, smiling at the memory of his audacious feat? We'll probably never know. Some stories aren't meant to have an ending. They live on in the questions they leave behind. And so, somewhere in the vast, dark wilderness of the Pacific Northwest, D.B. Cooper is still falling, forever suspended between history and legend, a mystery caught in the wind. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by unsolved mysteries like this one, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories that will keep you guessing. See you next time.